Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the November 27th pre-Thanksgiving Day meeting of the Delhi Township Board of Trustees. As is our usual practice, we will begin with the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by a moment of silence. Tonight's moment of silence is in recognition of Thanksgiving. It's prayers for those who are experiencing maybe their first Thanksgiving without a loved one. It's prayers for everyone who'll be on the road and traveling to be with family for Thanksgiving. And prayers for all of our Delhi families that they experience a loving and happy Thanksgiving. Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. All right, we'll begin with the approval of the minutes. Mr. Luby.
Motion to approve the minutes from the Board of Trustees meeting held on November 13th, 2019, and dispense with the reading.
So moved.
Second?
All those in favor?
Yes.
Motion to
approved.
Motion to approve bills for payment.
So moved.
Second?
All those in favor? Yes. Motion approved.
Motion to approve the payment of overtime for pay period ending November 12th, 2019.
So moved.
Second?
All those in favor? Yes. Motion approved. Report from our fiscal officer, Mr. Luby.
Resolution 2019-199, resolution approving purchase order obligations incurred on behalf of the township by the township administrator, authorizing payment of certain purchase order obligations and dispensing with the second reading.
I introduce and move the adoption of this resolution.
I second the adoption of this resolution.
Is there any discussion on this resolution?
Move to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
I second the motion to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
All those in favor of the motion to dispense with the second reading?
Yes.
Mr. Luby, please call the roll.
Mrs. Seavey.
Yes.
Mr. Davis.
Yes.
Mrs. Sturts.
Yes.
Resolution passes.
As far as significant transactions since the last meeting, on 11/19, our payroll was $285,000. That's all I have.
All right, thank you, Mr. Luby. Trustee correspondence, Trustee Davis.
Two quick pieces, just, and I'm sure we'll hear in a little bit, but the Christmas parade is coming up on the 7th of December. Kicks off, I think, at 9:30 up on Delhi Pike. If you've never been there, come out, because it is actually pretty cool right here in Delhi. Come up a little bit earlier and maybe bring a chair with you and just kind of be there. It's over within an hour, 9:30 to 10:30, so you won't miss much of your day, but it's just kind of a neat thing to come together with your community and to just, again, get the Christmas season kicked off on a good note. So we appreciate that, and thanks again to the Delhi Business Association for everything, including the sponsoring of this parade and just everything they do, so thank them for that. The other point is, there is a ton going on up on Delhi Pike with construction. Lots going on, millions of dollars being invested up on that pike. Please drive safely when you're up there. There's a lot of traffic, a lot of things going on, construction work that's happening. Just be very careful when you're up there, especially with the holiday season coming and everybody out on the roads. Please just be careful.
Okay, thank you. Trustee Sturts.
Yes, last week we were invited to a naturalization ceremony at Mount St. Joseph University. We have 61 new citizens of the United States that were sworn in that day. It's always very impressive to attend that, so congratulations to them. Second of all, we received a notice from Duke Energy. You probably are aware that we have an emerald ash borer problem with the ash trees. So they're coming around in Delhi. If you have been identified as having an affected ash tree and you're the landlord, they're going to stop in and see you and talk about having it cut back so it doesn't hit the branches or whatever falls down, don't hit their lines. So they will be identified with an ID. If you don't feel comfortable, please call Duke Energy and make sure that the people are in your territory or neighborhood are in fact employees, and they're trying to make a one-on-one in-person visit before they start cutting these trees back. So they're doing it for everybody's good, so that you have your power throughout the winter when we want to keep our power and be warm and have lights. So just so you know that they are in fact in Delhi.
Okay, thank you. Earlier this month, we held 2 community meetings and offered everyone the opportunity not only to attend, but to have a chance to have their input into these meetings. Just in this past couple weeks, between the three of us, we have received letters from an Edwin Neeb, a Claire Burke, and Bev Renetti. And I want to thank each one of them because they've taken the time to write with some tremendous ideas, and really you can tell the thoughtfulness behind these about what we can do with the property and so forth. And I just want to say that this opportunity is open to everyone. And if you would like to be on our mailing list for constant contact about what's happening with the property, please get a hold of our administration building and give us your email address. But these three people took the time to, not only two of them were at the meeting, but then followed up with a letter, and it was just greatly appreciated, and I wanted to thank them. In addition to that, I'd like to thank Mr. Pat Tierney of Canis Drive for giving us a heads up on a construction project on Canis Drive, a beautifully written professional letter about the condition of the repaving. Thank you, Pat. We appreciated that. I think, Ron, you've already been in contact with them, so please stay with us, and we appreciate that type of input. And lastly, we had our second, We Thrive meeting this week, and I want to welcome Rachel Lubbers and Terry Baker to the committee as we begin our process of working with Hamilton County Public Health on a We Thrive committee for Delhi Township. Thank you.
Madam President, when you're
Yes.
finished, I have one more, if you would. Are you finished?
Sure.
Okay. I have to personally thank the children up at Mount St. Joseph University over at Bailey. We were blessed to have a little pack of 10 little ones come storming in, and they made everyone a Thanksgiving card. So they had over 200 Thanksgiving cards made, and right before they left, they gave me this nice envelope with the Thanksgiving card for all of us. So I wanted to make sure we gave a shout out to them and the daycare up there, and Janet and everyone. It's just so great, and it's just great having neighbors like that. So happy Thanksgiving back to them also.
Thank you. All right, we do have special presentations tonight, and Chief Campbell, you want to begin?
Thank you, trustees. Obviously, from the sea of blue behind me, we've got a couple of important announcements or events tonight that I want to kind of go over, and we're proud in this time of year to kind of celebrate the fire department in many ways. But first, I'd like to call Alec McCoy. Come up, stand with me. So tonight, Alec will be taking his oath of office, but I think it's important the community and yourselves know a little bit more about Alec. He's from Miami Township. He's a 2012 graduate of Taylor High School. He has a bachelor's from Capital University. He completed his firefighter and EMT certifications with Cincinnati State Technical Community College. He also served with Delhi Township for a little over 2 years as a part-time firefighter, and before being promoted here in September. He previously served with Whitewater Township, both part-time and full-time there. He's completed his paramedic training with the Cincinnati Fire Paramedic Program in June, so he's a fresh paramedic. He's got a good set of eyes on his future, and really he's looking to get started with us and really make a contribution. He's joined here tonight with his family. I think not worrying with the Hatfields tonight, probably Thanksgiving tomorrow maybe. Okay, made reparations. But I'd like to call up his dad, Sandy, who will be doing his pinning tonight. Okay, Trustee Stevie, if you'd come down. He'll be doing his oath of office.
It's all right here.
All right,
One place is where you say Alec McCoy.
I can do that.
I, Alec McCoy, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the State of Ohio, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties required as a firefighter, paramedic of the Delhi Township Fire Department.
I, Alec McCoy, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the State of Ohio, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties required as a firefighter paramedic of the Delhi Township Fire Department.
I recognize the badge of my office as a symbol of public faith and trust and I accept so long as I am true to the ethics of the fire service.
I recognize the badge of my office as a symbol of public faith and trust, and I accept so long as I am true to the ethics of the fire service.
I believe that's it.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Oh, good.
Okay, part deux.
Part two.
Yep. Aaron, would you come up? So tonight we're going to recognize Aaron, but I think it goes without saying most of us know Aaron in our organization. He's been with us quite some time. But I want to relay a little history on why he's being recognized specifically tonight, and that is his participation in the National Fire Academy's Managing Fire Officer Program. It's a multi-year curriculum. It introduces emerging emergency service leaders to personal and professional skills in change management, risk reduction, and adaptive leadership. The program built on his foundational management and technical capacities. The program teaches him how to address issues of interpersonal and cultural sensitivities, professional ethics, and outcome-based performance. These are all cutting-edge fire leadership programs. It was a 2-year program. He had to spend two-week sessions up there, so it does require him to go to Maryland to actually be on the Fire Academy grounds. That's on top of all the prerequisite training and classes he had to take to get into the program and then finish with a capstone. Aaron McKnight entered the program in its infancy. I believe it was only 1 or 2 years old when he entered the program. So Delhi has the opportunity to say we have one of the first ones going through the program. I think it's just reaching its 5-year mark right now. And just knowing that, I think that shows a success. Aaron is the first one with our organization that has completed the program and achieved his capstone. We're proud of his commitment to our department by investing in his professional development. This program plays an integral role in exposing firefighters such as Aaron that demonstrate a high aptitude and a desire to contribute as a fire service leader to national trends. He was really up there learning with the best and brightest in the fire organizations. I know this has been a valuable experience for Aaron, and it will in turn help our community. This was at no cost. Essentially, we paid his meals. So for all the time and training he did, this is a wonderful opportunity to take advantage of the leadership programs in the National Fire Academy when you see the value that's produced out of it. I can't say enough about the program. We also appreciate the sacrifice that his family made during that time while he's attending Maryland. It's difficult to be away with small children, and certainly all the stresses of personal life and balancing professional development. It's very hard. It's something we constantly, fight back and forth with in the fire service, but I'm proud of what he's accomplished. Aaron's capstone project provided the department with an algorithm for our National Fire Incident Reporting System, and also a fire loss calculator. Essentially, it gave us the tools that we need to better report for fire incident reporting. So we're really proud of his contribution as well. So without further ado, I'd like to present him his plaque. It is with the National Fire Academy Managing Fire Officer Program, and his certificate was awarded to him as of September 2019.
Wow.
Congratulations.
Aaron, on behalf of the board, super congratulations for your accomplishment. This is quite an achievement. We recognize it. We know that Doug does as well. And for the rest of you, this is just another inspiration for achievement inside Delhi Township Fire Department. And so proud of you and so happy you're part of our family and you're going to take care of everyone else's family. So thank you, Aaron. Congratulations. Anyone else?
No, ditto, awesome.
Dittos?
Yep.
And thank you to your wife. Like we talked
Yeah.
before, you
There
know,
you go.
unfortunately, I think she stepped out. It's hard with the two boys and what she had to sacrifice too. So it's a family thing, but we're so proud of you. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thanks for the opportunity to share in this and just seeing exactly what comes of our department going down the future.
All right, fire personnel, this is your chance. You can leave if you want. They usually like that chance to slip away. But thank you for being here. We love seeing you.
Yeah, have a
Bye.
good Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy
yeah.
Thanksgiving.
Bye. Thanks.
All right, then, continuing with the meeting, I have Police Department, Chief Howarth. Oh, you're there. Okay. Motion, please, Mr. Libby.
Motion to approve the hiring of Grace L. Badger as a part-time police clerk in the police department at a pay rate of $13 per hour, effective November 27th, 2019, contingent upon successful completion of background investigation, background check, and voice stress analyzer.
So moved.
Second?
All those in favor? Yes. Motion approved.
Motion to approve the hiring of Caitlin M. Kavanaugh as a part-time police clerk in the police department at a pay rate of $13 per hour, effective November 27th, 2019, contingent upon successful completion of background investigation, background check, and voice stress analyzer.
So moved.
Second?
All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes. Motion approved. I have no other departments signed in. Is that still true? Thank you, Chief. Parks and Recreation, nothing? All right. Our
Yes.
Administration?
You want me to give you an update on the Remke site?
Absolutely.
So we did the public engagement sessions at the end of October. Mr. Steck continues to engage folks. Monday, Mr. Steck and Mr. DeLong visited Mount St. Joe's University, Mount St. Joseph University, and met with 17 students and engaged them to get their feedback on the site. I've met with a couple folks individually who couldn't attend but wanted to offer their input. So the follow-up to that, once we decide we've concluded with the public input part, is another set of meetings once we have a better understanding of the finances, mainly the pool concept. I have a meeting with Mount St. Joseph University coming up in a couple weeks to talk about the pool. So we're in that phase of finding out if we have these partners truly on the financial end of things. So we're still out there doing things. We will be back to those who came, and we're still collecting any emails of folks who want to be a part of it. So it's not just sitting there. It's still moving forward. It's just more inside than outside at the moment.
Mr. Cameron, I think it's great that we share with the community the activity that, like you just did, about the separate meetings and so on, because we do get questioned of what's happened, we were there, where are we now, what's going on. So if we can just have, like you just did, a regular update on who we're meeting with and, how it's moving forward, we can keep everyone in good contact with us. But please, everyone, if you haven't offered up your email, or I guess the only other way is a phone number, right, Jack? Or we're only taking email contacts?
We'll send a letter to your house if that's your only means of
Okay.
communicating, but notifying of meetings, email or phone numbers.
But
best.
if you want to stay in contact with us regarding this property and the community development, please make sure we have a way, some way, to reach you, okay? All right, and speaking of community development, Greg DeLong.
Resolution 2019-200, resolution certifying violation abatement expenses at 5321 Plum Ridge Drive to the county auditor for assessment, declaring an emergency and dispensing with the second reading.
I introduce and move the adoption of this resolution.
I second the adoption of this resolution.
Any discussion on this resolution, Mr. DeLong?
Yes, this is a repeat offender property we've been dealing with periodically throughout the year. We did abate it earlier this year for excessive vegetation. In this instance, we had debris. You can see the before and after photos on the screen up there. This was a $525 assessment that will be placed on their taxes.
Okay, thank you.
Move to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
I second the motion to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
All those in favor of the motion to dispense with the second reading?
Yes.
Mr. Luby, please call the roll.
Mrs. Seavey.
Yes.
Mr. Davis.
Yes.
Mrs. Sturts.
Yes.
Resolution passes. All right, I have no one signed in this evening. Public comments, so announcement of community events, Mr. Luby.
The Delhi Business Association Christmas Parade will be Saturday, December 7th at 9:30 a.m., and it will be on Delhi Pike from Greenwell to Anderson Ferry Road. The Delhi Branch Library Holiday Open House will be Saturday, December 7th at 10 a.m., and that will be at the Delhi Branch Library at 5095 Foley Road. The Delhi Holiday Market, handmade for the holidays, will be Saturday, December 14th from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m., and that will be at the Delhi Senior Community Center at 647 Neeb Road. That's all I have.
All right, thank you. We do have need for executive session this evening, so if I could have that motion, Mr. Luby?
Motion to retire to executive session to consider the compensation of public employees of the township, to review negotiations with public employees concerning their compensation and other terms of employment and economic development matters.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Luby, please call the roll.
Mrs. Seavey.
Yes.
Mr. Davis.
Yes.
Mrs. Sturts.
Yes.
Motion approved. That concludes the regular session of tonight's meeting, but I want you to make some notes to your calendar. There is a special meeting on Wednesday, December the 4th at 5 o'clock, which is our budget meeting. And I know a lot of you have expressed an interest in how budgets are set for the year, and that is going to be on Wednesday, December the 4th at 5 o'clock. Our regular meeting will then be Wednesday, December the 18th at 6 o'clock. All right? Thank you so much for being with us now, and have a very happy and safe Thanksgiving.